putting him on a national scene. That's a heck of a endeavor right there. He's done one hell of a job with that program up there. And I've been around a long time. It's my 52nd year at UConn and so forth. Seen it all, done it all. And I'm just amazed and so proud to know Jason came over here and the job he's done at Franklin Pierce. Dave, how are you?
Guys, I appreciate you coming out, and this is always a great event for certainly for me, but I think for everybody that attends. And this topic, I'm gonna try to give you everything I got in the short amount of time we have. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on one particular thing, but there might be something that comes to mind that you say, all right, I need more information on that. If that's the case. You got my contact stuff right there, guys. If you send me an email, I promise you, it won't be long before I get back to you. So, I'm all about New England baseball, Northeast baseball. I want players to be good. I want coaches. I want to be able to help coaches if I can. So, please use me as a resource. Do I need that mic? Oh, you guys hear me? I think I'm good. So just use me as a resource, all right? Okay, so just some things. I've been coaching college baseball for 20 years now, and your players are my players. They're just older, and I also have a little guy. He's going to be 13 in March. So we have camps. We coach the young guys. We coach the college guys. I'm lucky enough to coach with USA Baseball. So you see the whole gamut. Okay. And what I can tell you is a lot of the things that we teach at the college level are the same things we're teaching to a kid that's 13 years old. We're trying to teach them very similar things. And I think what you can appreciate is the intricacies of mechanics and the intricacies of a swing and pitching. It's hard to teach, right? Young kids, it's really difficult. But if you teach them in a simple way, it's pretty easy to get your point across. And we try to do that at the college level. We try to do the exact same thing as a college level. We absolutely try not to make it complicated. Okay? And I think you'll see that in some of the stuff that we're going to mention here. Okay, bunting. Now, I've had teams in the past hit almost 100 home runs in a season. Okay, we play 50 games. It's a lot of home runs. Okay? The new bats, guys, and then we use wood bats, has made bunting so important. Okay? So every single day, guys, just like BP, we bunt. Okay? Just as important as BP, we make it just as important. We really don't sacrifice much. All right? I put it on there because we do practice it. Because there are guys that sacrifice better than they do bunt for hits. And then there are guys that are bunt for hit better than they do sacrifice. I'm all about maximizing plays. Okay? If a kid's a bad sacrifice bunter, I'm not going to have him sacrifice bunt if he's a good guy for a bunt for a hit. I'm not going to do that. I used to do that. I used to force guys. It's a sacrifice situation. You're putting a sacrifice down. I don't do that anymore. Okay? And we're all stubborn, right? But at the college level, at the younger age, it's about development. At the college age, it becomes about development the same, but then you got to win. You got to win. So if we probably 95% of the time, if we want to sacrifice to third, we'll bunt for a hit to third. Almost 95% of the time. Why? Because we try to get fast guys. We want to do more than just give up that runner. We want to try to get him on first too. Then you got maybe first and second, nobody out. Okay? So we absolutely are going to work on making sure that every guy can handle all those bunts, but knowing that some guys are better than others. Me personally, I think that a bunt for a hit is more athletic. Okay? You see a guy down there, he's like this. He's totally stationary like this. He's waiting for that ball to come in. To me, it's a lot more athletic to be here. Movement, to me, is athletic, right? So that's one of the things that we do. You may like it, you may not. I guarantee you, if you work on it, you'll appreciate that outlook on bunting. Safety squeeze, we use quite a bit. Runner at third, less than 2 outs, trying to just bunt the ball to either the third base side or first base side, just keeping it away from the pitcher. Getting that runner at third to be real aggressive. When we do our safety and suicide stuff, we always have runners at third. All right, so they're leaving at the right time. Okay. On the safeties, they're not breaking when they should be staying if the ball is bunted back to the pitcher. Okay. Suicides we don't use much. We don't use much. I think it's to me it's like a forced play. It's almost like forcing somebody to do a sacrifice instead of a bunt for hit. That's just my perspective. And I'm probably a little more aggressive than most. But we use a safety squeeze. We run the bases at third aggressively, so it's very similar to a suicide. Okay, it's very similar. But we're just not giving that out at third if the kid by chance happens to miss that bunt. Okay, but we're going to work with the runners too, not just the guys bunting for sure. Base running, we work on it every day. Again, I think whatever you work on is what's important. Okay, if you work on bunting once a week, well, it's not very important. If you work on base running once a week, it's not important. No matter how long you could go over it for 2 hours, and then if you don't touch it back again, it's not important to you, and it's not important to the players. So that's the way it goes. But base running, as far as we want guys to know how to tag up. Okay, they do everything. When they run the bases, we want to be able to teach them enough so that when they get out there, they can be athletic. There's a lot of high school coaches here. You know that your best baseball players are usually your best athletes. Okay, so when they get out there, let them have at it. Let them have at it. Dirt ball reads, we want guys to be aggressive. No, not only do we want them to read the trajectory of the ball, we want them to watch the catcher. You see the catcher is going to go down the block. We're going to take off. If the guy gets thrown out, we're going to say, good job, man. We're going to say, good job. We're going to pat him so he does it next time. And then we might even mention that at the end of the game when we go over the different things that happen throughout the course of the game. And then we're on the go always. So I tell our guys, your job is not to just reach first base. If you reach first base, unless you drive a runner, and if you reach first base and they'll come around to score, then you didn't do your job. So we're trying to find ways to get to second, to get to third, and then to touch home plate to score that run. And it's a mindset. It's a mindset. At the college level, guys, you can absolutely take advantage of pitchers and catchers. 100%. So at the high school level, for sure, if you let your guys, if you teach them the right way, and you let them just get out there and have at it, I mean, you can really do some things. It's gonna hurt the pitching. That the pitcher's gonna worry about holding runners, but he's gonna start leaving balls up. There's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna happen when you're aggressive. And just one thing, just so you understand, guys. You know how people say, "Oh, that's a high school play, right? A first and third, like a leave early." Or a throwback to the pitcher and the runner's coming in to score from third. Guys, we look to do that all the time. We're looking to do that all the time. Why? Because we're trying to touch home plate. So you can imagine if a catcher goes like this, and he never looks down at third base, and there's a runner at third, and he gets right here and he lobs it back. You can imagine what happens when that guy touches home plate on a throwback to the pitcher. Regular throwback. Think about what happens. So if any of you guys that catch, think about what that feels like. You throw it back, the kid's coming in, he touches home plate, and then he goes into the dugout, and then what the hell just happened right there, right? And then the coach is screaming, "What are you doing?" So it's those things that not only did that score a run, but it impacts the whole game. It impacts how your opponent is seeing how the game is happening. So we want guys to have a feel, and we talk about things like that all the time. We want them to be thieves. We want them to be thieves. Thieves aren't when they break into a house. Not that I break into houses, but you don't just start slamming doors and just breaking stuff and jumping in there, right? You're quiet about it. You're quiet about it, and then they get what they want, and then they leave. So that's what we're trying to do when we're on the bases. We're trying to be thieves. We're trying to get second. We're trying to get third, and then we're trying to get home. But it's absolutely a mindset. Last year, probably one of our best years. This kid right here stole almost 50 bases. He's from right near here in Rhode Island. 2015, we stole over 4 bases a game, 217 steals for 259, 83.7% safe ratio. All right? If you're over 80%, guys, no matter what the sabermetrics guys are saying, they can't even say anything about that to say that that's not working. That is working. Okay? I believe in numbers, but I also believe in what stolen bases do to your opponent. Okay, there's more to it than just numbers, from my perspective. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of what we're trying to do on the bases. And we have good hitters too. We do have good hitters, but we want guys that can run, and if they can run, we're going to let them have at it a little bit. Delay steals. I know for sure that this will work for you guys. I oftentimes think about what I would do as a high school coach. Okay, and it's basically the exact same thing that I would try to do as a college coach. But like a delay steal, again, that's one of those plays. We teach 2 shuffles and go. So we teach a secondary and then go. So 2 shuffles. Our secondary is 2 shuffles. And we talk about always having an aggressive secondary so that when it comes time to do that delay steal, that it looks natural. So that's not 2 huge jumps and then you're going, because everybody sees that. Okay, so it's a natural, aggressive secondary, and then we're rolling. Okay, and then there's 2 people that we're stealing that base on. One is the catcher. There's a lot of lazy catchers. They catch the ball, they just go right to their knees, and they throw it back. Right, and then there's the lazy infielders. Catcher catches the ball. Infielders just stay right in their spot. Well, he gets 2 secondaries and goes. That catcher's got to put it right on the bag, and then that infielder's got to catch the ball on the run. That's a hard play. That's a hard play for guys that are in college, never mind high school. That play 100% works. 100% works. And you just need to identify what's going on with the catcher and those middle guys. Straight steals, obviously self-explanatory. What we teach is basically if you get a good read, you get a good jump, and you have some movement, you think you can be safe, you go. If at any time you don't think you're going to be safe, you shut it down. You might get a step or 2 into it, and then just check up, and then go, and then go back. So I know a lot of coaches that put the steal sign on. The kid won't go, okay? And then we're mad at him for not going. Or he just goes and gets a bad jump and gets thrown out. That's the worst possible thing that can happen. Guy steals and gets thrown out. There's nothing worse than that. There's nothing worse than, so we give them checks and balances. You don't think you're going to be safe? Don't go. Go to the next pitch. And we do a lot of green light. We do a lot of green light stuff. So I'll just give them the green light, and it's on until I give them the red light. So it's not just a matter of holding them back. I want them to feel like we're not holding them back. I want them to feel like when they get on there, they're athletic and they're trying to make things happen. First move steals on lefties. Just basically what we tell our guys is they can't get caught on a step off, and they can't get caught on a really quick move to first from a lefty. Other than that, any other move from a left-handed pitcher, we're gone. If by chance we get picked off, we keep running, we run right to the infielder's glove, and we slide late. Okay? If it's a lefty that it has a bad move, you can read it, then we just go straight steal. But if a lefty has a good move, we go first move. Stealing third base, okay? Leads at second. Guys, we take our leads unless, almost all the time, unless it's a runner that's not going to steal third, we take our leads. Second base here, third base here, right in the baseline. Right in the baseline. Why? Easier advance in dirt ball reads, straight line, right? Easy to steal that base, straight line. We start getting, there's a couple things that bother me when it leads at second. One, guy starts way back, right? And then he starts creeping in. He starts creeping in, and then he goes. Well, why not start wherever you're gonna go from, right? So for me, if it's no outs, 1 out, a lot of times 2 outs, because we're gonna steal third with 2 outs. We're right, if that guy's a base stealer, he's right in that baseline. Okay? Slower guys, catchers, first baseman, they're getting just enough angle that they can make the turn efficiently to get to home. I do not like guys that are way back, okay? You only need enough to make the angle. The only reason to be back is to make the angle, okay? And then we're just making sure that we can get back to the base if they're in pickoffs. But we stay third a lot, okay? And the biggest thing with that is leads and movement. Leads and movement, and we teach guys basically, so it's a stop sign, right? You got that stop sign near my house, there's never any cars coming. If you don't hit the brakes and stop, I don't. I don't know if you guys do, but I don't. I'm gonna roll through it a little bit, right? So we want our guys to roll through it. We want them to roll through it, all right? No stop. So they don't get here and stop, and then they're taking off the third. We want them to just roll through it, roll through it, roll through it, boom, and then they go. But we work on it every day. Guys will do their warm-up, they'll do their stretching, and then boom, we're right to base running. We're right to base stealing most days. First thing. And then stealing home. Okay? So if we teach our pitchers, just like I'm sure a lot of you guys do, if it's done right, you cannot steal home, straight steal home. If a pitcher looks in, he gets a sign, he checks the runner, he starts his delivery, you're not going to be able to steal home on that guy. But the guy that doesn't check, he's just right here, and he starts his delivery, you can get home on that guy a lot. Okay, so we'll just basically do that. I'll throw a ball to the catcher, I'll get it back from him, I'll get on the rubber, I'll get my sign, I'll stop my delivery, I'll throw the ball in there, and we'll see if they're beating it in there or not. So we'll work on all those things. Stealing second base, stealing third base, stealing home every day. Every single day. It takes 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes max, depending on how many. We usually do 2 reps, 2 good jumps. And then we have a coach. So if I'm delivering the pitch, we have a coach that's just watching the jumps. So he's just watching the guys at first. We usually go 5 guys at a time. He watches them. If they're good jumps, he lets them go. If they're bad jumps, he says, hey, Brock, go back. There's a bad jump. Do another one. So they got to get 2 good jumps to second, 2 good jumps to third, 2 good jumps to home. And then we monitor if they're good jumps or not. And we let them know right away if they're not. First and third plays, guys, they work. They work in college. I'm sure they work for you guys. These things are all chance, right? We had a great year. We got thrown out 17% of the time. You're going to make some outs. But the leave early play, first and third, double steals, first and third, that stuff works, guys. It works. And it works because a lot of people don't practice the first and third defenses. Okay, so we do both of those. We do leave early, where the runner will just start, he'll take off just like he's stealing. He'll get like 5 or 6 steps into it, and then he'll check up. He'll stop right in the middle of second base and first, right? And then the runner at third base, we just ask him to creep, and I'll say green, boom, and then he goes. Or he just goes on his own. Okay, so that's one of the things we do. We do the leave early, and then we also do a double steal. Runner at first takes off. As soon as the catcher gets right like this to throw to second base, the runner at third's going in to score. Now, if he throws it to third, he's just going to keep trying to get to the plate. If he pump fakes and then he goes to third, he just needs to get in a rundown and let that runner get as far around from first base as he possibly can. And then we also do like a checkup play, a breakdown play. So, and we're just trying to dry our throw. So the runner at first takes off, he goes full speed, he checks up like 3/4 of the way down, almost right in front of the bag, and we just want him to throw through. And we're just trying to score that runner from third. Okay? So those are usually the plays that we're using at first and third. And then you got the pick off at first. Guys, I know the lefties you see in high school, a lot of those dudes are sloppy, right? They got that move, it's like this. You know, it's just gross. So that guy, you got the runner at third, right? He's got his back to the runner at third. No one's even paying any mind to that guy. So as soon as he lifts that leg, he gets right here, this guy's gone. He's creeping his way down, he's gone, he's gonna step on home, no problem. So we use that play a lot. And then it also is effective when you have a first baseman that is gonna have a hard time catching the ball, getting it out of his glove, and making a throw to home. All right, so all those things you can use at first and third, and at first on that pick. Handling the bat. So we have some guys that can hit home runs. Okay? Those same guys still need to be able to handle the bat. If we don't try to make them do that, to me, as a college coach, I feel like I'm doing a disservice. Because there are times where you need to be able to do both. Okay? Hit and run. We hit and run quite a bit. Guys, I don't know. I've been around a lot of good coaches. I've been fortunate. Okay? They all have different idea on what they want in a hit and run. Some guys just want to hit hard on the ground, right? Some guys just want an aggressive swing, just an aggressive swing, hit the ball hard, okay? Other guys want, if you can, try to stay inside the ball and go to the opposite side. Guys, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I want the ball on the opposite side on the ground if at all possible, okay? And kids can do it. Now, you start facing 95 in pro ball and stuff like that, I understand. I understand why there are different philosophies. But if you're facing a guy that's throwing 75, the guy can handle the bat, he should be able to hit that ball on the opposite side on the ground. Okay, so that's what we ask our guys to do. If it's inside, we tell them to hit it hard on the ground. Okay, but in general, we want a hard hit ball to the opposite side. All right, moving them, which is basically that situation where there's a runner at second with nobody out, and we're not going to bunt. We're going to try to be more aggressive than a bunt. We're trying to get a ball hit as hard as it possibly can be hit through the right side on the ground. Okay, so we'll work on that. That's part of our rounds in BP. And then get them in. Okay, we do it with the runner at third. We say the infield's back. We want either a hard ground ball or a hard fly ball to the outfield. Ground balls just need to be away from the pitch. We're trying to hit the ball hard through the infield, or we're trying to hit the ball as far as we can in the air. Okay, and then we do infield in, right? We just want a hard hit fly ball, we're using the middle of the field. Okay, and then the last thing is limited strikeouts. So to me, that's a big one. I think our offense in general is better than a lot of offenses because when we get through 2 strikes, we don't give up. And we have a lot of guys that are fast, and even though they don't hit the ball hard, they can still get plenty of hits. This plays still need to be made. There's a lot of things that come into the equation, but if you're just letting your guys strike out, to me, I'm gonna make that a point of emphasis. I'm gonna say, listen, guys, this is our 2-strike approach, whatever it is. All right, our 2-strike approach is pretty simple. I don't know if there's guys we play against in here, but I don't really care. But it's basically let the ball travel, right? And then what do guys do when they get 2 strikes on you? They want to throw their breaking ball. They're usually not throwing their breaking ball inside, right? Most guys are trying to stay away. So we let the ball travel. We try to put the ball in play. Hard if we can. If not, we just fight to just put it in play anyway. If someone comes in really hard on the inner half, guys, that's a good pitch. That's a tough pitch. How many of your guys can with 2 strikes, come right in on that inner half and put it right there? All right? Because we'll have guys wear it too. So it better be right there. He misses a little bit, he's wearing it, he's hit first. So guys have a hard time executing that inside pitch. College guys do. I know my guys do. Okay? So we're gonna see the ball nice and long. We're gonna take a nice short stroke. Some guys get wide, some guys can take their regular swing. It doesn't matter. To me, it's individual. Okay, so it's whatever works for that guy, let him do it. If he shows that he's not going to strike out a lot, then we let him do what he does. If he shows that he is going to strike out a lot, we change him. We make him do exactly what we want. Okay, so cutoffs. I know that this is part of the topic here, but guys, it's pretty simple, right? The outfielders, all you have to do is throw it to the infielder. It's not that hard. Just pick the damn ball up and throw it to the infield. Right? And then the infielders, this is where, to me, guys, what your coverage is and where you want guys. Do you want tandem relays and all that stuff? That's up to you guys, right? You know your team better than everybody else, including me. But what I can tell you is this. I want this ball in the guy's hands that's the best athlete and has the strongest arm. And who's that usually in your infield? It's usually your shortstop. I'm fortunate this year. I have a shortstop and second baseman, a shortstop and a third baseman, both super athletic, both cannons for arms. So to me, either one of those guys is a win. It's a win-win. Now my second baseman, his arm isn't as good. So I want to try to keep it in that third base in shortstop's hands. And I think for you guys, you probably have a big discrepancy from your shortstop to your other infielders. So that's my recommendation there. The relays, though, this is where it gets messed up, guys. And I'm a stickler for infield play. So we ask our outfielders just throw the ball, preferably somewhere where the infielder can two-hand it, which is right here. It might, if it's coming from a further distance, we can obviously move. But we want to be able to catch a ball that they can get with two hands. And then the infielders, all we want them to do is, we're squared up to it. We teach our guys to say hit me, just so the outfielders have no excuse. And then the ball starts to come in. As the ball is coming in, I'm just going to drop step. I'm still going to catch the ball out front. As soon as it hits my glove, transfer it, shuffle and throw. So it looks like the hit me. As it's coming, right there. Okay? A lot of guys don't do that. They'll either catch it like this and then turn and throw, or I'll catch it almost like this isn't good enough, right? Because I still have to turn. It's got to be like this. Okay? So that when I throw, wherever I'm throwing, I'm lined up. And I can just shuffle and throw. Keep it simple. For the outfield throws, guys, we work on it all. Regular ground balls, there's no real play, we're just hitting the cutoff. Plays, do or die type plays where they're just hitting the cutoff. And then we also do plays where the ball is like a defense. Okay, so the ball, we have netting. So we hit it off the netting and it's kind of just sitting there. And they go to get it if it's dead. We just teach them to fork it, and then from there, just shuffle and throw. Okay, so we work on those plays. Throws don't have to be long, but we work on the footwork of those plays all the time. Tags for the infielders, guys. Any pickoffs or tags or anything like that, we tell our guys two things. One, catch the ball. Two, block the ball. One or the other. Catch the ball or block the ball. No excuses. Okay? But what happens a lot is the infielders get caught somewhere in between. Okay? They're not truly going for the catch like this, like in here. Okay? So it's either you're trying to catch the ball and you're using your hands, or you're blocking it. Okay? A lot of guys get caught halfway. That's when mistakes happen. All right? So we tell the guys to do one or the other there. Pickoffs and hold and runners. Now I can't give you everything here, because there's one pickoff move that we use that if you play against us, you know we use it and you know it works. But I can't give you that. But I'll give you everything else. Guys, pickoffs, we just teach our guys at righties just to have quick feet. Put their right foot down, turn and throw. That's it. Have short arm action. Okay, pretty simple. But we work on every single one of them. First base, we don't do the lob pickoff, right? The step off, and then you throw it over there, it's like 30 miles an hour. We don't do that, okay? If there is a guy that does that has some guile, what would be the next thing he would do after he did that? His best move. His best move, all right? In general, our guys just do their best move all the time. They do their best move all the time. Just by chance on that guy that is going and it's there. Right? So that's how we approach that. We have block moves for lefties, we have block moves for righties, and we use that and it works. Okay? So if you don't have one of those, you know, those things can make a big difference in your defense. But we work on every pickoff. Okay? So at first base, it's just our block move and our quick move. At second base, it's an inside move, right? And then it's just a replacement feet move. Right here, right to left, and throw. Square up and throw. Okay? And then the other move we have is just with the bases loaded. It's just what we call an X move. So pitcher comes set. There's bases loaded. Fakes the third right here, and then he goes to second. All right, so we use that. Inside move, we really, guys, we work on it, okay? What we teach is up, down, and back. And we get the hands moving too. Up, like we're gonna throw it, and back. Okay, so that's what it should look like. I can do it, right? I'm not athletic. I can do it, right? This kid right here, I tell you, he picked off 20 guys on an inside move. Played for me for 3 years. He picked off 20 guys on an inside move. And then as far as the slide step's concerned, I believe in having an efficient delivery that gets the ball to the plate right around 1.3. From the time the delivery starts to the time it's in the catcher's glove. To me, if you have that, you don't need a slide step. You don't need a slide step. If you don't, that's how we approach our pitchers. We try to have an efficient delivery that they can use, and they don't need the slide step. Okay? I feel like a slide step takes away from your pitchers. Now, if you have a guy that slide steps and he pitches just as well from a slide step as just a regular leg kick, then let him slide step. But I can tell you, most pitches aren't that way. They're not that way. Okay, first and thirds. So the first and third defenses, we have two types of plays. And we run just about every first and third play there is. Okay. Now we've simplified it to the point. If we're okay with, we never want the guy at third to score. But if we're okay with him scoring, it's not life or death. Then the play we run is just the catcher catches the ball, he peeks at third real quick, and he sends it down there, trying to throw the runner up. Okay, that's the play we run. So if that's the situation, that's our one play. We just try to throw the guy out. It's usually when we have a lead or we're getting killed, one of those two. But that's the play we use the most. Okay. With the can't score plays, all right. For us, the safest play is catch the ball, full arm fake, like a catcher's gonna throw down. He catches it right there, and then he looks at third. Okay? If he has him at third, he sends it down there. If he doesn't have a clear avenue to throw, he just holds on to it. Guys, because to me, if the runner at third can't score, that's the safest play. That's the safest play because it's in the catcher's hand. It never leaves the catcher's hand unless he's going to throw to third. So if you're really focused on not letting that guy score, that's the play. That's the play right there. Now, if you're a gambler, right? So you're at Mohegan Sun, and some of you guys are here for the baseball, but you're here for other stuff too. If you're a gambler, then there's all sorts of plays you can use. Okay? We can use the if it's runner at third can't score, we can use the throw with the cut, the shortstop cutting. Right? We can do that. We can do the pitcher pop up. Right? Catches it, throws it, pitcher's down like this, throws it about head high, jumps up, catches it, tries to get that runner. There's different things you can do there. But for us, we draw the line is if he can score, let's just throw the guy out at second. If he can't score, let's keep it in the catcher's hands so that ball can't get thrown away. All right, because I know those plays, guys, they're not that easy. They're not that easy. Those gimmick plays, they're hard. But they can be done, and you guys have done it, and it feels good. You get that guy picked up in there, it feels awesome, right? But on the flip side, what about when it doesn't go right? What about when you throw it to the shortstop and he catches it, and he should have the guy out at home, he throws it to the backstop? That happens too.